What's going on, guys and gals? This is Gaming for God coming at you with another update to my content creator journey, where I hope to bring you more transparency than you've ever experienced into the world of a full-time content creator. Already, you've probably noticed this video is a bit longer than they usually are, and that's because there's a lot more information, because we're not only doing a weekly update for you, we're also doing a monthly update for you. The full month of January is going to be included in this video, and we're going to get started right now. Let's go. We'll go ahead and kick this off with the weekly updates, and we'll be, of course, starting with our Twitch stream. The biggest one of the week, the data right here in front of me, looks like it was on January 28th. It's from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I was streaming Minecraft that day. It was a Monday, so that's kind of what was usual throughout January. My average viewership was 13. I didn't really have any very large hosts or raids. By the way, I am able to look back at that on the statistics that's on my Twitch analytics page. It's really, really awesome, because I don't have that kind of a memory for sure. And the biggest reason I think that the stream was kind of the biggest one of that week is because Minecraft has always been very successful for me. Every time I stream Minecraft, even if it's not a planned stream, like if I just decide I want to go live for a little bit just to kick it with you guys, honestly, it always gains a little bit more traction than any of the other games that I typically play or stream. Moving right along to the smallest stream on Twitch of that week. It took place February 1st from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., same time frame, just a different day of the week. I was streaming Fortnite, then PUBG, then 7 Days to Die. My average viewership was 7, and honestly, I've already stated, without you knowing it, the reason that the viewership was so low. It's because I constantly changed categories. I think I've really noticed that when I'm in a category, about the 2-hour mark is when the discovery starts to happen. I don't know why that is, but it just, at least it's been that way for me. Once I've been streaming in a particular category, whether it's just chatting, I don't know that I've ever just chatted for 2 hours though, or if it's food and drink, or if it's a game, it doesn't matter. It seems like at that hour and a half, maybe to 2-hour mark, is right where the viewership starts to kind of grow from there on any of the graphs that I see. So I think that I didn't ever actually have one category for any longer than about an hour. And really what happened was, normally Truth and I do that Friday Fortnite follower thing, which has been a lot of fun. I've actually started to really enjoy it. And it just didn't work out because the servers went down for emergency maintenance for Fortnite. So it kind of threw things off for a loop, and that's going to happen sometimes. I just need to learn to roll with it a little bit better than I did. Moving right along to everything that's been going on during that same week, the last week of January here on YouTube. We're going to kick it off with the top viewed video of the week, which was actually my 11th vlog entitled Gaming is Moving. And actually, this is the second week in a row that the vlog has been the most viewed video out of the 3 that I upload weekly. The watch time was 125 minutes. The views during that week were 39, and I really think that it's super important when you think about content creation. You have to figure out why people are going to click on you versus all of the other content creators out there. Please understand, there are literally millions of content creators, not only here on YouTube, but on Twitch, and people who just classify themselves as a content creator across multiple platforms as well. And it's a very competitive stance. So you really have to be confident in your brand, and you have to be very, very good at giving people a reason to click on your stream versus any of the other ones, or your video, or your photo, whatever you're posting on social media. It doesn't matter. You have to make it, there's this popular trigger phrase, clickbaity, right? You have to do that, and that thumbnail for that video was probably one of the most clickbaity thumbnails I have ever done in my content creator career. Moving on to our least popular video of the week. It was my 4th episode of the Skyblock Challenge series, entitled I Broke the Nether Portal, which I did. It was a very sad time. The watch time was 53 minutes. The views that week were 14. That series, kind of like I mentioned last week, is that it's really... The challenge has already been done multiple times by the larger members of the Minecraft community of content creators. The Yogscast, I believe, has done it. I know for a fact Captain Sparkles did at one point. I don't know too many of the others in the current community, but when that came out, they were doing that challenge. I wasn't a content creator at the time, so I'm kind of way behind on that, but I really think this one will gain a little traction later on. But one thing I want to know, once this challenge series is over, I still want to make a third video every week. So I need you all to do me a favor. If you need to pause the video, fine, but drop down to the comment section for me really quick. Make some suggestions on what you would like to see me turn into some YouTube content is actually the right way to phrase that. I'm struggling with my words today. As far as the traffic sources, kind of the stats update of this whole thing for that week, my browse features were accounting for 43% of the traffic, which is incredible. It's been consistently one of the top reasons we have traffic in the channel, which really says a lot about YouTube. I'll get to that in a second. And 20% of it was channel pages, other people being on other channels and coming over to mine. What is interesting about the browse features, and I want to touch on this really quick, being the number one thing pretty consistently throughout this, it's really awesome that YouTube is really allowing people to use a browse feature to find the small content creators. You have to understand, as of me creating this video, I have less than 100 subscribers. That's most channels out there that exist. I am not by any means a large YouTube content creator as of making this video, and with that said, they don't have a lot of a reason to plug me, but they do, and that really shows it because of that particular statistic. Now, this is where things are going to get spicy, juicy, whatever really cool word you want to use to describe something exciting. We're going to go ahead and look at the entire month of January as a whole, and this has been an incredible thing for me to review. Even just putting the notes together for this really got me excited. So we'll kick it off just like we do with the weekly stuff, but we'll be looking at the monthly statistics. So the first thing is Twitch. We're going to handle the biggest stream of the month of January. It took place January 9th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I was streaming 7 days to die. My average viewership was 23 viewers throughout the whole thing. And I did get a very large host and raid. And it wasn't a raid, it was just a host, which I say just a host, it wasn't that I was ungrateful. Hear me out the rest of the way. Pastor Susie, who I actually plugged, I believe that was the biggest stream of that week as well. I plugged it in a prior video in this series. He hosted me, about halfway through it, my viewership spiked, went straight through the roof all of the sudden, just out of nowhere. And actually, according to Twitch's own statistics, 78% of the views came from that host for that whole stream, which is incredible. Pastor Susie, thank you so much if you are watching this, which would surprise me, but if you are watching this, I really, really appreciate you doing that. It really means the world to me as a full-time content creator now that you are willing to be so supportive. I just want to say thank you. Moving right on to the smallest stream of the month. This one does not surprise me at all, but we'll still touch on it because I think it's important. January 17th is when it took place. It took place from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. That's right, it was about a half an hour. I was streaming Warframe. My average viewership was 3. There are multiple reasons that stream was so poor. The most important one, though, top to bottom real quick, the most important one was because I only streamed for a half an hour. As I mentioned a little bit earlier in today's video, you really don't get your viewership spike until about 2 hours in, regardless of what time of day you start, at least in my experience. But what's interesting even more so about that is I was streaming Warframe. I've noticed that there's a lot more viewers with a couple of games that I just stream whenever they know I'm going to be streaming Minecraft. My viewers, whenever my followers get the notification, they go, oh, he's going to be streaming Minecraft, or he's going to be streaming 7 days. Seems like a lot more people are there right at the beginning because they got to see that, which is awesome. I love that. The other thing that's really interesting, though, is that Warframe, there's a reason we took it out of the rotation, even initially with all this stuff going on, was because of this. Warframe just wasn't that popular of a game to watch on stream. I still love the game. I still play it offline, actually. So if you want to get involved with Warframe and play it offline with me, feel free. All you got to do is jump in our Discord. By the way, that link's in the description of this video. You'll definitely want to join that. It's going to be really exciting. I'd love to interact with you, play that game, as well as any others that you'd like me to get into that, you know, don't cost an arm and a leg. But it really is just interesting that what happened that morning is I was actually really sick. I got up and was like, I need to stream anyway. Don't ever stream with that mentality. If you have something going on in your life that is that captivating, like I'm a pretty mentally tough person. Like I can take just about anything in life pretty well. But if you're like me and something's getting to you to the point where you go, I need to stream, don't stream. You will hate yourself for it. You want to stream. That's why you set out in this content creator journey in the first place, is what I had to remind myself. I got off in a half an hour because I felt like garbage, and it was so important. I'm glad that I did. It was sad that I had to, but that is part of content creation. Do not stream unless you are at your fullest. And if you can't stream, notify your viewers. All you need to do is say, hey, blast out social media. Guys, gals, I'm sicker than a dog, I need to take today. Or hey, you know what, I need a day to breathe. If you've built a community like the community that I've built that is super positive and encouraging to me, they are going to understand it 100%. And honestly, my community prays for me because obviously you guys know I'm a Christian. They all are praying for me, they care for me, and a lot of them that I have like personal connections with, they'll actually reach out to me individually through Discord, Snapchat, any of my social medias. It's amazing. If you build a community, you will not have to worry about taking a day off. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I know that was a long rant, but we'll go ahead and click right on over to the entire month of January stats update. My viewership average was 13 throughout the entire month, all streams. My subscriptions increase was 26, so that means that's the new subs, resubs, Twitch Prime, it includes everything. And that includes tier 2 subs as 1 point. So it's 26 subscribers throughout that month. Instead of me saying, hey, this is my sub count, we're going to start moving towards this is the subscriber increase. These are the amount of subscriptions I gained during the week, during the month, etc. You'll kind of start to see that roll into motion going forward. My follower increase was 497 total. Please keep in mind there was at least 300 of those, at least, that were from that stupid follow bot thing that happened, and I'm still a little upset about it. I'm trying to move past it, because the way that I look at it is, while my Twitch page says I have 910 followers right now, I think I only have 610, and that's how I look at it, because it wasn't real growth, and it broke my heart that somebody decided to do that. Whether that was a troll or whether that was somebody trying to be nice, neither way was it helpful. So, but Twitch said I'm not in any trouble, I don't have to worry about it, so I just have to move forward with it, right? There's no reason to stay stuck on it, but I do want to make it clear, I did not actually gain 500 followers in my first month of being a content creator. I gained probably 150 to 200 roughly, which is still pretty incredible, actually. Moving right over to YouTube now, and I know this is a lot of information, but these are really cool things, guys. I'm really excited about these things. Most popular video of the month was my second episode of this series, actually, my content creator journey, called I Got Viewbotted, like we just talked about. The watch time has been 166 minutes out of the whole month. There were 35 views in the month of January, and I think that the biggest reason it was the most popular video was because of the clickbait, obviously. The title was I Got Viewbotted. My thumbnail was me sitting there all mopey, and the Twitch glitch with 200 and some, I don't even remember the number, 295 maybe, that I put in the thumbnail, like, of viewers, because that's where it went. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. The views, like I said, were 35. It was just a really well done video. I think every aspect of it, I feel like I did a really good job with that one. Now we'll move right over to our least popular video of the month, which was not a surprise to me. It's a Twitch highlight. My first day of being full-time was what it was called, and the watch time was 66 minutes. That's 100 less than the top, by the way. Views were 20, had about the same amount of views, but the video was a lot shorter, I believe. The biggest thing that I mentioned about this series, and this is, I always answer the question of why it was the least favorite, okay, or why it was the least viewed, or however you want to phrase it. I really believe that the reason it was is because people come to YouTube to see unique content. Even people that came from my Twitch streams to YouTube, which is a lot of you actually, I'm finding. You came here because you guys wanted to watch something unique, not just a regurgitation of everything you've already potentially seen or could see, because you can go to my Twitch VODs on Twitch. That's just the reality. So the top 5 clips and the Twitch highlights went out for that reason. Rather than making 5 videos a week that was just oversaturating, I did 3 videos a week, moved down to that, and it's been more successful. I've been a lot less drained, and I've been able to put way more quality into these, for sure. Now, this is what's cool. Earlier, we mentioned that one of the biggest parts of our viewership and traffic source for YouTube was browse features throughout the weeks. It stayed true for the entire month of January. 38% of the traffic that came in was browse features, and 18% were from channel pages. It's mind-blowing to think that YouTube is helping me grow that much, because that's the reality. YouTube is helping me grow to that level. Let me just repeat that one more time. YouTube has helped me grow on their platform. There is not too many social media or any other content platforms that really help push the viewership to you. And I really have been appreciative of that on YouTube. I have met new people because of YouTube, because of their browse features. It's incredible. So I do want to say real quick, doubt anybody from YouTube's actually watching this, but thank you so much for doing what you guys do to help us really, really small content creators who just want to make it in the world, help us get there. Thank you so much for that. It means the world. But that pretty much wraps up this episode of my content creator journey. This is honestly probably one of the most exciting ones I've gotten to make, even though it is definitely one of the longer ones I've had to make, but it was totally worth it because I know for a fact there are several of you who reach out to me regularly and let me know how much these help you. So just obviously one of the big things I mentioned to you at the end of every video, make sure you get a hold of me on one of my social media platforms. Even if it's not all four, at least feel free to jump on to one of them. There's a Facebook, there's an Instagram, there's a Twitter, and there's even a Snapchat, so that you can get in touch with me and we can interact and I can talk to you and get to know you and form that bond and friendship that I look for every time I go live on Twitch. And you can also head over to Twitch and leave a follow while you're there. All of that, all 5 of those different platforms are actually in a compiled link in the description. If you click on that, you can then click on any of those that you'd like, go follow, add me, or whatever it may be, depending on the platform you're looking at. As always, I need you all to do me a huge favor and smash that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Really appreciate all of you guys that have done so. Until next time, this is Gaming for God, signing off.